Trash Cinema 101.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Trash Cinema 101. I'm your host, Logan Donahoo, here every single Monday and Wednesday, playing you all sorts of delightful, delicious things that I wish to put into your aforementioned eye holes. As always, let me know how the mix sounds. I have a little nice mellow background music for you, as normal, by my friend Chris Zabriskie. He is an awesome local artist. Also, if you're in the chat room, say hey. Looks like we got a handful of people just trickling on in. Hello, Wayne. You are, in fact, king of the chat right now. I like seeing the trickle come in, because it's like, oh, all the like alarms go off, the notifications happen on the phones. People go, ah, and they run over and watch, tune in now, go time. It's go time. That's what I picture is going on. I know it's probably not, but if I don't have my dramatics, what do I have? Nothing. That's what I have. Nothing. Okay. Let me see what is going on here. Today's presentation is a film called The Nation at Your Fingertips. It was written by an early telecommunications company, and it gives you all sorts of back history about how all that works. It's fascinating, and it has this whole like, hi small towns, here's a new thing called the telephone area code. Like, it's a whole thing. You're in for a treat today. But before we go any further, I would like to thank, as usual, all my sponsors up on Patreon. All your constant support helps me muddle on through furlough land and continue doing all of my different artsy, weird, fun things. So thank you so much to everybody. Whoop, I just knocked the table. Everyone who supports me on all of that, or for those that just have thrown individual little tips to me into my digital tip jar, you can at logandonahoo.com. I'll give you that link at the end of everything. Right next to where I'm going to be giving you a preview of what Monday's film is going to be. You're in for a treat. It's about cavemen. And then, also, a trifecta of PSAs as usual regarding the Black Lives Matter movement. So, want to give people a little heads up about that. It looks like we only have a couple people here. It might just be me, myself, and I, and then all by myself, Wayne. And that's it. But as always, you can do that by sending it to your smart TV or your computer or laptop or whatever, so you can watch on there and then play along. Play together. It'll be delicious and luscious. Also, if you want to be old school, send me snail mail. You can by going to my P.O. Box. That's Logan Donahoo at P.O. Box 1503, Orlando, Florida 32802. Again, that's Logan Donahoo, P.O. Box 1503, Orlando, Florida 32802. So, yeah, without further ado, might as well just log on into our little pre-show games. Hello, Nicole. Knick-knack in the house. It'll be a fight to the death between the two of y'all. You were really, really early for Monday's show. Did you tune in at 5 earlier today? It is all good. Yeah, Monday's movie at 5 p.m. is going to be everything. Like, you're in for a treat. Cavemen are involved. Cavemen and surf rock in particular. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, let's go ahead and hop into our little pre-show game. As always, you'll want to push this onto your smart TV or laptop or computer, and then use your mobile device to go to kahoot.it, where you'll punch in today's code, which is 698-5501. Again, that's 698-5501. It is all good. This is really beautiful music, but I need to transition to the Kahoot music. Oh yeah, professional audio mixing. That's what I do. Oh. It's like home. Like an old friend. So yeah, your code will be 698-5501. Again, that's 698-5501. Oh, you clicked on the wrong one. Did it show you my Monday one coming up? And also this one? That's neat. Like, I'm still kind of learning what YouTube shows people. So here we got Nicole, Knickknack, followed by Brian P. Hey, Brian. And then Wayne is a win. Wayne is a winner. Wayne. It did cut off your name. Here, I'll make sure people can see this. Aw, they can see your name. Oh, nice. Very cool. So it showed you the one for the caveman movie that I'm doing? That's neat. Caveman movie. I think this might be us today. I don't know what's up. Yay, so how was everyone's day today? Is everyone having a delicious time? Are you feeling your aforementioned oats? Yay! Off this Monday and then each Monday for the next 3 weeks. Not sure after. Rock on! Yay! I'm glad you're able to join us, Nicole. It's gonna be awesome. Made tuna and sushi rice and veggies. Mmm. Sounds delicious. Was it like a bowl or did you make like actual sushi? I have the sushi plunger. Like it's like PVC tube basically that you open up, load in sushi ingredients, close it, and it pressurizes. You like manually just push it together and then vomit the tube of sushi out onto some seaweed paper and then slice it on up. Chippy blueberry muffins, oh my god, yes! I love chippy blueberry muffins. Specifically using the muffin mix for pancakes. Those little chemical lumps. Okay, it looks like we got 3 people up in here, including all 3 of us, so let's go ahead and do this heezy. This is the Nation at Your Fingertips quiz. In 3, 2, and 1. First question, true or false? Today's film is made by an early version of AT&T. True or false? Today's film is made by an early version of AT&T. Was it AT&T? Was it made by them? Yay! All 3 guessed yes. Let's see who answered the quickest. Oh, Wayne is a win in the lead, followed by Knickknack and Brian P. Awesome. So yes, AT&T stands for what? Is it Association of Telegram Technicians, the Atlantic Telephone and Technology, American Telephone and Telegraph Company, or Advanced Tools and Technology? One of these is true, the rest are lies. Is it Association of Telegram Technicians, Atlantic Telephone and Technology, American Telephone and Telegraph Company, or Advanced Tools? Yay! 2 of you got it right. Yeah, this one, it was the American Telephone and Telegraph Company, was their official name. They had like the nickname like the Bell System, so you'll see that everywhere, but like the official logo at the very end of the film, you'll see American Telephone and Telegraph Company. Oh, that's what AT&T is. All right. Oop. Wayne answered first, followed by Brian P. in a close second, followed by Nick Nack. Let us see. Number 3. Today's film is endorsed by what seemingly random group? Is it the Farm Film Foundation, the Future Farmers of America, the American Farm Bureau Federation, or the National Grange of the Order of Patrons of Husbandry? Today's film is endorsed by what seemingly random group? Is it the Farm Film Foundation, the Future Farmers of America, the National Grange of the the American Farm Bureau Federation, or the National Grange of the Order of Patrons of Husbandry? Each one of these are a mouthful. No one got it. No, it was in fact the Farm Film Foundation. It's a thing. Apparently their whole point, they would do a bunch of films that were supposed to be educational for rural America, and a lot of their films were about actual like farming and stuff, but this one in particular was endorsed by them because part of their mission was to have rural and urban relations. So it was like, hey, small towns, there's a thing called long distance here. And this film was to introduce you to it, like straight up, one of the first films about it. No one got that one, so there was no change in points. Next question, 405. In the film, how many areas start off with self-dialed long distance? In the film, how many areas start off with self-dialed long distance? Is it 13, 50, 69, or 120? In the film, how many areas start off with self-dialed long distance? Specifically like 13 self-dialer numbers. I think I just gave away the answer to that as I was speaking. It was in fact 13. Let's see if anyone... Nick Nack got it. It is a close third. Ooh, this is getting juicy. It's the last question time. Let's see. And, by the way, it's worth double the points, so it's literally anyone's game. Pitbull named himself after this Miami area code, which used to be the area code for all of Florida. Is it 407, 321, 305, or 813? Pitbull named himself after this Miami area code, which used to be the area code for all Florida. Is it 407, 321, 305, or 813? Double the points. One person got it. It is in fact 305. 813 is Tampa, 321 and 407 is Central Florida, 407 being the original. Yeah, all of Florida used to be 305 back in the day, and it's actually in this film. You'll see like different areas cut up. It's a whole thing. Let's see what the podium says, if that changed anything. Third place, we got Nick Nack, followed by Brian P. That means Wayne, with the lead, got the most points. Congratulations, Wayne is a win. Awesome job. Yay! I'm glad you guys were here to play along with all this. This was festive. So, without further ado, let's hop out of that for a second. So, today's film is going to be a whole lot of fun. This one is a really cool ephemera film. Like I was saying, the title of it is The Nation at Your Fingertips, and it is brought to you by the Bell System. Enjoy this film. Oh my word. Yes, this is in fact from the Library of Congress. The audio cuts out here. It's okay. You're not experiencing technical difficulties.
Across the Hudson River from New York City
Yes.
and westward into the state of New Jersey is the city of Englewood.
Hey.
Englewood could be any one of hundreds of American communities.
But it isn't.
Population 25,000. Main street with busy stores, banks, and movie theaters. Attractive suburban homes with their neat lawns and their well-groomed look.
Yes.
In size and in the kind of people who live here, Englewood is like many other American towns.
Segregated.
And that was one of the reasons it has become the first town in the world to have an unusual kind of telephone service.
Let's watch the unusualness.
1 8
Yep, you had letters.
3 8
Great.
5
Mm-hmm.
2 3 6 8. Are you sure it isn't too early out there?
Oh, no, it's 11 o'clock here. That means it's 8 o'clock out there.
Calling the Pacific.
Hello?
Yes.
Sally?
Mm-hmm.
Sally, this is Mother.
Oh.
Simple, wasn't it?
Yes.
She just picked up her telephone and dialed her daughter in San Francisco, California.
Her lesbian daughter that ran
In a matter
away.
of seconds, she is talking with her. Simple, and yet you are seeing the results of many, many years of coordinated effort in research,
You can
engineering,
stalk your
and
children
operating
3 time
experience.
zones away.
It's hard for us to realize today that in the early 1880s, the telephone was considered a newfangled contraption.
Well, by this point it still kind of was.
Boy operators manned the switchboards in those days,
The
and
operators.
it was an adventure to be able to talk with friends or relatives on the other side of town.
It wasn't slave labor.
The telephone at last was filling a deep human need.
Deep.
The need of people separated from one another
I
to
have
talk
deep
with each
people
other.
needs.
Soon, alert girl operators replaced the boys.
I am 7 of 9.
New types of instruments were developed.
I need to fix my hair
and the
before I
telephone
do the
grew
phone
up with
call.
a growing America.
And growing and growing.
The demand for telephone service snowballed.
Whee!
Indeed, the use of the telephone became so tremendous.
Tremendous.
By the 1920s,
Mm-hmm.
dial service was rapidly being introduced to help handle the increased volume of calls.
From child labor to computers.
As the calls increased, more operators were needed.
Yes.
More calls to handle meant more jobs to do, and more
Hmm.
people to fill those jobs.
Fill my jobs.
This has been the story all through the development of the telephone.
Aww,
For
they're
instance,
filling
in the
my
days
jobs.
when we had little or no dial service,
Yes.
the Bell system had 270,000 employees. By the time 70% of the
270,000
telephones were dialed,
employees.
there were 600,000 employees.
We're just throwing numbers
More
at you
than
now.
twice as many.
Brr, 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 brr.
But the remarkable use of the telephone was only part of the story of change in American life.
That also
As
was
villages
women.
became towns, and towns became industrial cities,
Oh.
people's interests broadened. Where those early citizens were thrilled to telephone across town, people
Now they
now
grew
wanted
bored.
to call towns and cities across the nation.
West Palm to Seattle.
Finally, they wanted their voices to span the oceans.
No.
And they did.
And that's where the transatlantic accent came from.
Truly, America had grown up.
Oh, it's all
of which
potty
brings us
trained.
back to Englewood.
Mm-hmm.
From many of Englewood's telephones, you could already dial any one of more than 4 million other telephones in the surrounding territory.
Big numbers.
A fine example of modern telephone service, and therefore a fine proving ground for this new type of long-distance service. A
Joyzy.
proving ground to answer such questions as, will customers like the service?
No.
Do they find it easy to use?
No.
what improvements can be made?
All of them. Fiber,
This
broadband.
first installation now enables telephone users to dial their own long-distance calls, as well as their local calls and calls to nearby communities.
Someone has to climb a ladder for you, though.
The equipment that makes this service possible is among the most complex that man has ever devised.
Check out the complexity.
When you dial a number,
A bird
the
taps on a
equipment
tablet.
immediately receives the information, stores it up,
Yes.
and remembers it.
Yes.
It searches out an electrical pathway for your call, choosing the one that is most suitable at a given instant. If it finds one pathway blocked,
Yes.
it tries another,
And another.
and another,
And another.
and another. If it runs into trouble, it automatically reports the trouble and
To the police.
its probable source.
Same thing. Here we see the early
Parts of the
NSA.
equipment connected with other parts exchange information. They do this sometimes by a touch system, such as the blind use in reading Braille.
That's right. Shout out to the
Sometimes it's done with
blind.
a stream of electrons flowing through space. Sometimes it uses an elaborate system of musical notes, played in
Musical.
chords that are heard and interpreted by a mechanical ear.
Chords. Not
But
individual
even that's
tones.
not all of it.
Yes.
Keeping track of the details of the call is done automatically too.
All
When
track.
you dial a number,
Yes.
holes are punched in a continuous tape representing your telephone number and the number you dial.
We then string
More
this
holes
paper
are
through a
punched
player
to show the
piano.
time when you start talking and when you finish talking and hang up. If you get a busy signal or the number doesn't answer,
The paper
no
catches fire.
charge is made.
Oh.
Since all this information is in the form of tiny holes in a long piece of paper, the
Tiny.
meaning of these tiny holes has to
Long.
be expressed in words and figures.
Express my tiny holes.
This is done by running the tape through several machines which assemble the information, translate, sort, and summarize it.
This is how the
Figure the length
2000
of your
recount
call.
in Florida looked like.
Apply the correct rate, and, you guessed it, type your toll statement.
Whee! Money!
But for the Englewood telephone user, it's as easy as dialing a local call. Remember that number Mrs. Warren looked up in her personal telephone notebook?
We're recording it.
318 Garfield 5
Oh.
2368. The only difference between that and a local number
Yes.
is the 3 digits at the beginning.
Oh.
318 is the code for the San Francisco area.
Oh, shit.
If her daughter had lived in Chicago,
But she
Mrs.
wouldn't.
Warren would have dialed the code 312 and then the telephone number. Cleveland 216.
We'll now go through a bunch of
Boston
them.
617. Altogether, more than 80 numbered areas are planned for the United States and parts of Canada.
Parts. Not all.
For some
parts.
time past, area numbers like these have been used by telephone operators in dialing long-distance calls.
Oh.
When the people in the Englewood area with
Yes.
1- and 2-party lines were given this service,
1 and 2
they could
party.
dial to 13 of these areas.
Oh, shit.
That meant that more than 11 million telephones could be dialed from Englewood.
Brr, 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 brr.
When will the 11 million be able to dial Englewood?
Never.
And what about the remaining millions of telephones in the Bell system?
I don't know.
The answer
Yes?
lies in the future.
Oh.
But this much we do know. Over the years, we have
Let
seen
me
the results
die.
of a successful formula.
Let me die.
Planned research to anticipate the demands of a growing nation. Available resources, plus the continued efforts of many people. This combination has given America steady improvements in telephone service. The
Steady.
story of long-distance dialing points the way to even better telephone service for you tomorrow.
And then someday you'll be able to make fun of this film using communication lines. Oh my word. Did y'all enjoy today's film? What was your first area code? Actually, let me put on some backing music. That was festive and delicious and strange. Let me... Ooh. Oh, yeah. Background music. I remember when we didn't have to dial area codes for local calls, and then you did, and it was a real big deal. Like, people were not ready for it. It was like, oh my god, how am I going to remember to dial 407? Now we don't dial anybody. I don't know about you, but I am firmly, I'm like the eldest of the millennials. I'm 38. And like, if I cannot call somebody, I'll do that option. Like, I prefer it. 352. Is that for Palatka? Ooh, Nicole, what was 516? Nassau. Oh, part of New York. Oh, that's neat. I never thought of that. Yeah, I remember when 321 got introduced. Do you guys know why? It's because we have Cape Canaveral next to us, and they thought 321 sounded like a launch. Like, so like out to the east side of Central Florida, they started using 321. Yeah. Ask for a callback number and they give 7 numbers. Seriously. I know, they just assume. They're like, this is the number. No. I mean, unless they live in an area that never upgraded to having an area code mandatory for local calls, like, and they're not thinking in terms of that, I guess. I don't know. It's so weird. Claremont up through North Florida. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I looked up all this like Florida history when I was like making the quiz and stuff. Apparently, like, the 305 was the whole state, and then it bounced down to just Miami. Like, or most of the state and Miami, because Miami was the most populous city, and Tampa was the first ones to get their own number, and then like Jacksonville and other large cities eventually got their own numbers, area codes after that. But yeah, Miami still is Miami. So interesting to me. AAA people. Oh, yeah, man. Like, I thought AAA went out of fashion back in like the 60s. Fashion out of like obsolete technology back in the 60s. It's a whole thing. 404 was all of Georgia. Now it's Atlanta. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, it would start with the big city and then like shrink on down. Are y'all ready to see what Monday's film is? Oh yes, I think you are. Let's hop on in and let me show you what Monday's feature is going to be. You're in for a treat.
From ancient Genesis to the modern screen, is the name written in blood.
Hey,
Ega!
If I could just call you
Surf rock and small
on
nipples.
the phone.
That's all I need in this.
Thrill to the newest recording star, Arturo Jr.
You'll have no choice.
Crazy things happen according to the code. You turn to the left.
See ravishing Marilyn Manning in a thrilling, chilling story.
Marilyn Manson.
The last of the prehistoric giants sees his first girl.
First.
Noah. Turkey leg.
Curious newsmen search deep in giant country for the last of the ancient cavemen.
Deep giant country.
See a tough giant tamed by the captive woman. See him sacrifice his ageless beard for her love.
Sacrifice. Would you sacrifice your
Then
beard for her
to a boy
love?
in a dune buggy escaping a burning desert. Ega's primitive passion was love or kill.
Thumbs up for primitive passions.
Hear Ega talk, the ancient language of love, used at the beginning of time.
That's the ancient language. Just take it off your clothes. that will be this coming Monday at 5 p.m. Y'all are in for a treat. I hope you enjoy it as much as I am looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Yeah, it was famously spoofed by MST3K. If you never saw that one before, it was awesome. For those just joining, hey, every single one of these broadcasts that I do, I go back in and I punch in the time codes for when the film started and all that, so you don't even have to do any work. So after this broadcast ends, you can go back in and you'll see those pop up, as well as you can just watch the whole film that we did today at your own leisure. So yeah, this Monday, EGA at 5 p.m. And then after that, who knows? On Wednesday, I have another treat for you. You'll see. So, without further ado, I want to go through a few different things. First off, I want to give you the link to EGA. So the link for EGA, you can go ahead and open this up in a new tab. You'll want to right click on any of these if you want to open any of them. I'll put that in the chat room right about now. Also, if you want to, you can support all sorts of wonderful organizations. PSA time! So, there is the Okra Project. They are an organization that feeds homeless trans people, and they're really, really awesome. You can follow them and see all of their good work, or even donate or spread info about it to people that need to know. People are looking for things to go support, and that's a really cool one to start with. So that'll be the okraproject.com. The link is there in the chat room. Also, there is MPD 150. I've talked about them for like the last month in a row. MPD 150, they're a group that put together a review of the Minneapolis Police Department's 150-year history and why they are moving to defund and then abolish the police department. They put together a FAQ about what that might look like, which, boop, are over in the comments as well. Comments. I don't know where. Sure. Yes, I think the chat room's to the side. Sure. Then, on top of that, we have, of course, by Ava DuVernay, The 13th, the full feature. It's a documentary about the abolition of slavery, but the loophole that said that, yes, you can make people work for little to no wages as punishment. And it basically created the present school-to-prison pipeline that we all see. It's on Netflix, but you can actually see it for free there on YouTube via that link that I put on there. Knowing is half the battle, and I figure it's healthy to be able to know about all of these subjects while I'm helping you be silly and laugh and relax. I like to redirect back to all of that. And as always, if you want to follow or sponsor me or donate to any of my things, you can by going to my Patreon or any of my digital tip jars at PayPal or Cash App or any of that. By going to LoganDonahoo.com, you can click on that and you'll see all those links, and you can stalk me on all social media. I'm not saying I'm proud of my TikTok, but I am proud of my TikTok. So yeah, you're in for a treat there as well. Thank you for tuning on in, even if it was a little late. Hey, Harry. Hey, Crystal. Hey, in the house. Like I was saying, as soon as I end this broadcast, you can back on up to about like maybe the 10-minute mark or so. That's where the film began today. And yeah, thank you, and I hope to see you guys back on Monday at 5 p.m. Yay! Awesome. Take care of yourselves. Celebrate all of you.